Cancer, there are just so many different forms of it. It's hard to find somebody who just hasn't been directly impacted by the disease. And now you have the opportunity to help discover ways to treat, prevent, even possibly cure cancer. To date, over 200,000 people have enrolled in this historic study. And now the American Cancer Society wants West Michigan to get involved here. Well, this morning I'm joined by Kyle Cutler with the American Cancer Society to talk a little bit about this sort of thing. So let's start off with why this is such a historically huge study.
It's historic because it's a generational study, so once in a generation you have an opportunity to be a part of this. So we're looking for people from across West Michigan to take time, about the time it takes to have dinner, to give their information and other parts to themselves to the study.
What are the, I mean, if you take part in this whole thing, I mean, what's the study going to do as far as finally trying to find a cure for cancer? What kind of impact will this actually have?
Yeah, it allows our researchers to better understand the factors that cause cancer or don't cause cancer based on many lifestyle, genetic, environmental factors. Things have changed so much in the last 10, 20, 30 years that our researchers can kind of understand that data and figure out how do we best change public policy or just even prevention messages. And
this is kind of a study that's being done between a private company and a nonprofit. Is there something in particular that's interesting about that?
Well, today at Perrigo, we are doing the CPS3 enrollment study, which is Cancer Prevention 3. And we look for community leaders, and Perrigo is a huge leader in the community to kind of partner with to be that message, be that voice for us, and also hold a venue. But we also did it last week at Stryker and Whirlpool as well.
What do people need to do to get involved here?
They need to show up to Perrigo between noon and 5:30. Okay. They need to meet 3 criteria: being between the age of 30 and 65, never being diagnosed with cancer, and willing to make a long-term commitment. And what that looks like is over the next 20 to 30 years, filling out periodic surveys that may come to your house every 2 to 3 years. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to fill those out.
Okay, so not a big commitment, really. Not a huge one.
No, not really a big commitment. And at Perrigo, we're going to ask you some simple questions. Take a blood sample similar to what you would have at a doctor, and then send a longer survey home with you asking questions about what did you weigh when you were 18? When did you reach your highest height? Have you had any sunburn? What's your family history? All that gets populated for researchers.
So essentially this just adds to a huge database of information that goes in, for researchers can draw from and hopefully be able to draw some conclusions about cancer and maybe learn something about how to treat it.
Correct. You'll be joining 300,000 people across the country and being a part of this study.
Big study.
Yes, it is.
We appreciate your time, Kyle. If you can, go out there, sign up for it, and maybe help out in one small way. We appreciate it.